Right, I think we're live. Are we live? Are we live? Let's have a little look. It's looking like we are. Right, people, what's happening? Very, very late for this stream. I'm going to tell you the truth. I went for a Thai massage and ended up falling asleep, pretty much. Yes, we're in here. What's happening? Right, listen, people. I'm going to get a few things straight from the offset. Yes, it is only one ear. Yes, you would have preferred me to have started this stream a little bit earlier. And yes, I haven't got the time of the game or the scoreline sorted on screen. The big dog, Josh Aveste, was going to help me with doing that. But, unfortunately, he's away and I am fucking useless. Give it a like, smash the like on the video. Let's quickly go through this starting lineup because obviously a little bit different to what I had in mind. However, I think we've probably gone as full strength as we could possibly go in this one. Whether or not you would, play Cole Palmer as a false nine, as I suggested. But listen, let's get to the good news first. And the good news is that we are seeing Philip Jorgensen in between the sticks. We've got Malo Gusto on the right hand side. I think that might be a good thing, Trevor Chalobah, Levi Colwell. I believe that that's our strongest centre back pairing. Kukurea, he's going to invert. He's going to join up with Moises Caicedo, Enzo Fernandez, and then we got Palmer in the 10, Neto one side, Madueke on the right hand side, with Christopher Nkunku up top, who really needs to pull something out the bag, because despite having 15 goals in 14 starts prior to this game for Chelsea, he is, in my opinion, at risk of being dropped for an academy kid, being dropped for a winger. Pedro Neto in the false nine is not something that I'd be adverse to. Now, listen, people, I want to work out how's going to be the best way for me to watch this game. I'm so unorganised, man. If you're like me and you're pretty unorganised, smash the like right now. Or if you just want to be nice, smash the like right now. I'm hoping that is not picking up any of the sound, because then I would get done for copyright. And obviously you lot know me, not the type of man to do any sort of copyright, to own a Fire Stick, anything like that. I've actually paid for the game today, right? And I've paid for this game because I usually watch it on the Fire Stick. So, one of them. People, I'm going to be looking at the chat. What did you do to your elbow, Tony Fernandez? Tony Fernandez always seems to know a lot. Maybe too much, by the way. What did I do to my elbow? I tore a ligament. In my elbow. But that was a while ago. Now. I'm in rehab for it. And for the drinking. No, joking. I'm in rehab for that. And listen, I've got a huge fight. Big fight announcement coming up. Chelsea against a very big rival of Chelsea Football Club's. And it's in his hometown. I'll give you a clue, it's not a London club either. Right, people, score predictions. Listen, I'm going to try and keep an eye on the chat, but obviously I'm going to be watching the game, trying to commentate along with you. Any super chats that come in, I will make sure they get read out immediately. So any super chats coming in, I'll get them read out. Like I said on the last stream, people, if it's a super chat, I'll read out whatever you want to put. or whatever you want to know, I'll read it out, no matter how crude it is. Right, mic's a bit too sensitive. Let me... How about now? Hold on. How about now? Is that any better? I think that might be a little bit better. Cucurella put under pressure from the start. Pedro Neto keeping the ball in. Cucurella hoofs it up pitch. We're going to have to see something really, really different from Chelsea today. And although Brighton bounced back from defeat, just a 7-0 to Nottingham Forest, by the way. Listen, taking points off Nottingham Forest is not for everyone. Although they bounced back from defeat and beat us in the cup, that defeat was in the league, and they have ground to make up. They have goal difference to make up. There is every incentivization for Brighton to win this game. So I think it's going to be a hard-fought game. Super Chat come in from 96 Migrant. Thank you very much, bro. Good to finally watch the game with you, lad. 2-1 to us. I'm very, very much hopeful. Here we go. Ball over the top to Pedro Neto, fastest player in the league in my opinion, and Chelsea, I believe, have won a throw in there. So a minute and 45 seconds or so into the game, still sort of wrestling for who's going to be able to, you know, take the shareholder possession in this one, but Chelsea pushed right up here, 10 men into the Brighton half. Noni Madueke plays it back, and once again it's the back three, which is really a back two a lot of the time when we're attacking, and that consists in this game at least of Trevor Chalobah and Wesley Fofana, Levi Colwell. Cucurella's dropping back as and when needed, but I think for a lot of the time what you're going to see is Caicedo being the one. And by the way, speaking of the Brighton match just gone, Caicedo for me was the only man that could really walk away with his head held high. I think we're going to learn a lot about Jorgensen. He's being put under a bit of pressure here, trying to play out from the back, some risky passes, but for the time being, all good. And Malo Gusto bursting up the wing now. Let's have it. Malo Gusto cuts it back to Cole Palmer on his left foot. It's well over the bar. It's like one of my efforts. But listen, you miss every opportunity that you don't take. So there you go. Wesley Fofana. Wesley Fofana back in a couple of weeks. Move your mic away. Right. Is that any better, people? Is that any better? Is the microphone quality any better now that I've moved the microphone away from me? Let me know in the chat. It's a little bit delayed, so if you guys could let me know, that would be good. I think it sounds alright now. Just let me know if the volume or anything like that needs adjusting. Like a minute behind my game. What minute are you guys in? Okay, now I'm on the 4th minute. 4 minutes and 23 seconds in to the game. Let me know if you guys are around the same bit, because I've now I've come a bit forward. Sounds good. Thank you, people. Appreciate that. Listen, make sure you hit the like on the stream. And in fact, I need to quickly make sure that I get this out from the Instagram page. 5:11 as it comes in. That's about where I am, so we're all good for the time being. Everyone's watching it on different streams. Live watch along now for Chelsea vs Brighton. Link below. Right. Fucking come on, Chelsea, man. We need this. We really, really need this. Right, give me 2 seconds, people, and I'm going to have an eye on things. Just want to share this stream to my story. Right, 51 likes on here, people. You know what I'm going to say. We can do a lot better than that. So let's get the likes on here up, because that gets more people in here. You said that you read all the super chats. I've read every super chat that's been sent in, bro. Where's the super chat that I haven't read? There's no super chat sent in that I haven't read. So I've definitely read all of the super chats that have been sent in. My stream is on the second half already. 2-1 Chelsea. Class. Your audio is going... only going to one headphone. I know that. The hardcore know that. The hardcore know that. They like it that way, to be honest. No, people, listen. I am not great at the technology thing, but Josh is going to get it all sorted for me. He's away at the moment. Yes, DAC 9554 US $2. Thank you very much, bro. Or $2, should I say, for our American friends. Little ball over the top there. Sorry, was just keeping an eye. Where are the John Terry and Lampards? Tell me, mate, where are the John Terry and Lampards in Premier League football, let alone in Chelsea's team? Because I would argue, okay, yeah, and I'm not saying that Lamps was a defensive midfielder, but a midfielder that has that importance, yes, you can say Man City have that. Look how they do without him in terms of Rodri. John Terry's... Listen, I don't think that Virgil van Dijk, I don't think that William Saliba or any of them boys hold a candle to John Terry, the best Premier League defender of all time, in my opinion. But at the same time as that, I understand you, I feel your pain, because although, like I say, you know, the Rodris and Salibas and Van Dijks of the world aren't John Terrys and aren't Lampards. Maybe Kevin De Bruyne being a more fitting example. Although they're not those players, they are an upgrade on what we have. So yeah, but I think, look, you look at our team. I know Colwell's come in for a little bit of flack at times. In my opinion, I think that Colwell, if we keep him, Trevor Chalobah, Caicedo, Cole Palmer, Enzo Fernandez, we've got a great spine there to build around, but there are definitely additions that are needed. Chelsea needs more English lads, real English lads. From DAC 9554, $2. Thank you for the super chat, bro. I don't really understand what you mean by that. Right, Noni Madueke's looking to cut inside, but then he cuts it through into the box and cleared from Brighton. Yeah, I mean, in terms of real English lads, I don't know whether you're saying in terms of, I don't know, a player not being born in this country or something like that. But yeah, that's not saying that I'd go along with myself. I mean, do you class Haaland as English? Erling Haaland, do you class him as English? I don't class him as English. I class him as Norwegian. But if you look up where he was born, his birthplace is Leeds, my friend. Raheem Sterling was born in Jamaica, plays for England. We all went absolutely mental when he set up the goal for Harry Kane, and I think scored himself against Germany in one of England's best ever tournament performances, to be honest. So yeah, I don't know. DAC 9554. I'm gonna read it out, bro, because it's a super chat. $2. I appreciate the super chats, but it's like watching Congo versus Ivory Coast. What the hell? I don't know, man. I don't really know what you're trying to get at here. Yeah, a few of the comment section sort of sort of agreeing with that. I'm not really, I'm not really on that chat. What are we thinking so far, people? I think, listen, I'm at about 10 minutes, 40 seconds, so there might be a minute or so delay. Understand that. Another super chat come in. Thank you very much, bro. Tony Fernandez. He's been a long-term subscriber, watcher of the podcast and whatnot. I'm sure we've spoke before. So Tony, thank you very much, bro. £5. I really appreciate that, mate. Free the fullbacks to overlap. This will help the wingers and the free space for Palmer. Hope your elbow recovers quick. Is it affecting your boxing? Firstly, I'll speak about the fullbacks overlapping. Do you know what it is? I'm a simple man, right? And I've always felt Cucurella lucky to not get a yellow card for that challenge. I think when they're early on in the game, sometimes the referee likes to leave it to take a bit of sting out of the game. Back to Tony Fernandez. I've always felt like when things aren't going right for Chelsea Football Club, you just revert to wing-backs. Three at the back, wing-backs bombing on, and with the likes of Malo Gusto, I believe you can do that. Cucurella, I'm not sure, is a wing-back. I think Cucurella's best position is the inverted full-back. I honestly do think that, and that's why I feel that it doesn't necessarily fit the system. But call me crazy, because I've suggested that he could play in a number 9, but Pedro Neto, left wing-back? People thought it was crazy when Conte did it with Victor Moses. I'm just saying it could happen. So I wouldn't be adverse to the wing-backs. And when you look at the side that won the Champions League with the wing-backs, we didn't have an out-and-out number 9. We had fucking Kai Havertz up top. So I think it could be done. And I think it could be a small bit of a solution to the striker problem we have at the moment. Now, Brighton through on goal. Danny Welbeck. Jorgensen comes out. It looks like he gets to that with his feet. And Tony Fernandez, just to get back to that super chat, in terms of the elbows recovering quick, yeah, it wasn't actually Jorgensen that got to that, it was the defender. In terms of the elbow recovering quickly, I wouldn't really say it's recovered quickly. It's an existing injury from pre the last fight. But it's recovering nonetheless, which is really important. Really important for me. And I've got a big fight coming up. I've got a real big fight coming up. I think that, listen, I'll make no secret of it, right? Having a friend like Brian who is able to, you know, pull strings for me and whatnot. I'm going to get to these super chats. Sorry, people. Brighton winning another corner. Having a friend like Brian who's able to pull strings for me and whatnot, and obviously be, you know, a real help for me when it comes to getting me Misfits fights. I could have took an easy fight off the back of that little cray defeat. I could have took a warm-up fight. I could have took on someone who's inexperienced and whatnot. But I kind of feel like to get back to where I wanted to be, I really needed to take a danger fight. A fight that, with winning and making a statement in doing so, is one that propels me straight back into the mix. And I've already had it from Mams Taylor that win this fight and I am very much back in the mix. One fight away from a title shot. So there we go. Just keeping an eye on this. Levi Colwell, good. Nice. Under pressure. Ball to Pedro Neto. Doesn't quite control it. Out for a Brighton throw-in. Dak. $5. Right, bro. I'm going to have to read this one out, man. I love everyone, but pretending Chalobah is English is ridiculous. I want to see English teams have more than one English lad playing. I love Drogba and Costa. I don't know whether Dak's had a few daiquiris, few beers or something like that. More than one English lad playing. I mean, we've got Levi Colwell on the pitch. We've got Reece James on the bench. We've got Cole Palmer on the pitch. We've got Noni Madueke on the pitch. Do you know what I mean? We've got Trevor Chalobah. Like, come on, bro. Let's not go down this this path, man. Like, it's not a bit of me. 96 Migrant, thank you very much for the super chat, bro. I really appreciate that. Dak is just upset his missus frothing at the gash. Seeing players like Noni, Sancho, Jackson and Caicedo playing. Who's the best looking out of them boys? I would probably go with Caicedo myself. Another super chat come in from Philip Alberg. Thank you very much, bro. Dollars, I believe they're Australian dollars. Love from Oz. Love you too, mate. Thank you very much. I'd very much like to visit Australia at some point. Definitely would like to visit Australia. I've got family who live over in Australia. Lots of friends that went there and then didn't come back. But yeah, Madueke and Chalobah, real strong English names. It's a weird one. It's a weird one, man, because like, look at the was it 2010 that Germany won the World Cup? Look at the team that they won that World Cup with. I would say 7 or so of their outfield players weren't born in Germany. So by stating this, you're kind of turning it into, I don't know, a immigration debate, something like that. And as much as I appreciate the super chats, bro, I'd rather just not, because that's not what this channel is about. It's not what life is about. Cole Palmer with the shot. Could have took a touch there, you know, Cole Palmer. Could have took a touch. And it's the right thing from Noni Madueke to cut that back. I think Cole Palmer doesn't realise how much time he genuinely has there. And if he does... was he offside? Not too sure. But Cole Palmer could have took a touch. Could have took a touch. You'd imagine he could finesse it in there. Tony Fernandez, absolute legend. £10 super chat. Really, really appreciate that, bro. Been a long time subscriber. Really appreciate your opinion on Chelsea. Speaking of Brian, when you're next going to be on the kickoff show? Feels like it's been a minute. It has been a minute. It has been a minute, you know. Me and Brian have been doing plenty together. Plenty of content for the boxing channels and whatnot. We've got a video going up on the Pain Game shortly. For fuck's sake, who's down injured? Who's down? I can't see. It's not Caicedo, but they are calling out to the bench. I can't see who this is. Who's down injured? Chat, who's down injured? Who's down? Jadon Sancho's warming up. Is it Nonzino? Is Noni down? Suspense. I think it's Noni that's down. Tony, sorry to come back to you, bro. So me and Brian have been doing loads of stuff together. We had a nice little weekend together. Obviously nothing that any of you guys would have seen on camera, but just getting together. Had a few nice meals out, a couple of beers just before I go into camp, and watch the Chelsea game, watch his Chisora fight and whatnot. And then obviously I'm seeing him again next weekend, because we're live on the Pain Game for Bivol Beterbiev 2 or Beterbiev Bivol 2. Daniel Dubois facing off against Joseph Parker. Huge night of boxing. Shakur Stevenson against, I was about to say Philip Schofield, Floyd Schofield. That would be a mismatch against Philip Schofield, wouldn't it? Yeah. So some big fights on that card. Zhilei Ajit Kabayel. I think I might be calling an upset in that one, you know. Noni Madueke walking off the pitch now. I don't quite know whether Jadon Sancho will be subbed on for him or not just yet. I think if it's avoidable, they won't sub him off. No, they've subbed him off. They've subbed him off. Dak, the Dak dog. I just missed the 2004 to 2007 teams. This ain't it. Fair enough, Dak. I think we all missed that era. I'd go as far back for myself to say I missed, 2000, 99 to 2017, longer periods of time. But when you say that, to go back to the point that you were previously making, let's go Mourinho's first season, right? And we'll go through the starting lineup. Peter Cech, not English. Paulo Freire, not English. John Terry, English. Ricardo Carvalho, Portuguese. Left back at the time, we were some of the time playing with Gallas, some of the time playing with Wayne Bridge and whatnot. Frank Lampard, Idiger Johnson, Ian Robin, Damien Duff, these sort of guys, Drogba up top. If it wasn't him, it could be Kesman at times and whatnot. So, in terms of having a sort of English core, English players, I don't know. I think you just miss the glory times, to be honest, and we all do that. But let's keep it nice and friendly in here with no one, trying to be controversial, trying to offend anyone. Now, Pedro Neto, you see, has gone out to the right wing. It's a change that we make constantly, if I'm being completely honest, in our matches. And it's a change that I really like, because I always perceive Pedro Neto to do a far superior job from the right wing than he does on the left. But he does want to cut inside from the right wing, and he offers us the width. That's a good ball there over the top, but too short for him. SSB, let's get us back on this. Right, sorry, people. Right, we're back in. Sorry, people. Had a bit of a technical issue there. We're back in. Sorry about that, guys. Bring back Gael Kakuta. Not a bad shout at all. 23 minutes in, still nothing great from Chelsea, in my opinion. Just doing a bit of repositioning here so I can watch the game. 22 minutes in, underwhelming. We've had the vast sort of majority of possession and whatnot, but it's what you do with that. Dak, haha, you're a good guy, better than George Benson. Oh no, we won't have that said around here. Thank you for the super chat, Dak, but no, I would put my money on it that you probably haven't met George in person. Now, I would have never even needed to have met George in person to know that George Benson was an absolute legend. But I'm lucky enough to have met George a few times. I went to a Chelsea match with him. George is a legend. George is my type of bloke. I like George. He's good fun. If he lived in the country, or if he ever moved back here, I'm sure you'd catch George on a lot of content with myself and Josh, the big dog. Now, I teased that Matisse was going to be in the studio with me on Wednesday, but he's going somewhere. Is he going skiing? He's going skiing or skydiving. He's doing something extreme that I probably wouldn't be doing. So yeah. Hold on, because I might be lagging, and I'm just seeing a chat, and I hope it's bullshit. Don't say there's a fucking goal coming here. It's all the way back in Brighton half for me. Oh, how have you let him take that down? Fuck! It's Homer again, man. "26 minutes into the game, 1-0 to Brighton." That's fucking shit, isn't it? Oh. Why the fuck did they not take that Saudi money for Matoma? He'd be over there playing, having a lovely time, earning it up like old John Duran. I tell you what, at first I'm sort of criticising the defending there from Trevor Chalobah. But I don't know how bad it is, you know, and people think I'm just sticking up for Trevor Chalobah here. Yeah, he needs to get goal side of him. He's kind of goal side anyway, but he needs to get in front of the ball. But that's a beautiful first touch and a finish from Matoma. Would Robert Sanchez have made the save? There's a question. Yeah, that's not great, man. A couple of super chats have come in. Blink twice if Rory Jennings is a mug. Listen, I've never even met Rory in person. I've never met him. I get asked about him constantly when I go live or when I go out to Chelsea. People ask me my opinions on Rory. But I can't really have an opinion on someone too strongly that I haven't met, you know? Then again, me and Josh are releasing a video on Sunday on the Joey and Josh podcast, and it's the 4 biggest melts on the internet. And the 2 that I name, I've only met one of them. So, and one of them, the other one's not Rory. Listen, another shot from Brighton. Rory does his thing. It's very different to the style of content that I do and the style of content that I like to digest. But there's an audience, isn't there? There's a clear audience for it and whatnot. So it is what it is. Just showing that touch again, taking it down from Matoma. I'm not saying it wasn't bad defending, but I'm not saying it was awful. Dak does clearly think it's awful. Another super chat. Thank you very much, Bo. Defence is non-existent. Terrible. Where's Mudryk? I don't know what difference you think Mudryk would have made to that goal. That is a head scratcher for me. I don't think Mudryk's making a massive difference in terms of that goal going in or not going in. But as to answer the question for your super chat, where's Mudryk? Well, we should be finding out fairly soon, because a B sample usually takes between a month or 2 to come back, 6 weeks usually. So you'd imagine they'd have that back by now. And they also did file him for the Conference League squad. And I made the point at the time of saying, look, you know, it may just be because of pure lack of numbers, but Romeo Lavia is more imminently coming back. There you go. Brighton man slipped over. Let's capitalise on this. Pedro Neto shot. Fucking shit. It's not shit. It's the right... He's doing the right thing, but it's not going the way I want it to go at the minute. Read out a few from the chat while they're showing the replay. Rory is a massive tool, and anyone who thinks otherwise is also a tool. Rory's a Chelsea OG creator, but I wouldn't call his a Chelsea channel. No, I wouldn't say he has a Chelsea channel. Definitely wouldn't say he has a Chelsea channel. He's got a football channel, isn't he? I don't really know. I don't really see that much, to be honest. Jordan Bailey, what's happening, bro? Mudryk for some offence. We need him. Twinkle toes from Dak. Yeah. I think he'd definitely be getting more minutes than he was getting prior to the suspension, I want to call it. Not the ban. But he is suspended at the minute. Right, on my watch, we're 31 minutes into the game right now, and I'm going to give you my half-hour assessment. Yeah, I don't rate our performance at all so far. It looks like we're trying to play the ball over the top to the flanks, but then is there all that much point? Unless you're going to get it to a Madueke, who's now off the pitch, who can cut inside and have a shot, it needs to cut back to Palmer, because Nkunku's not an aerial threat, is he? There's someone that's I'm asking the hard questions. You missed my super chat. TR, I haven't missed any super chats, bro. Not missed any super chats. So come on, man. We got to fucking win this game. We've got to win this game. Golden opportunities await this weekend. Someone out of Newcastle and Manchester City are dropping points, you know. There's a few hard games for teams in and around us this weekend. Even Arsenal, I know you'll think, they're only 7 points off Liverpool now, and, you know, they're out of sight and whatnot. But where are their goals going to come from, realistically, with their entire front line out for at least a couple of months? But yeah. Nkunku plays a little 1-2 there, but he just looks disinterested when I see him play, man. And this is just... There you go. Neto gets it past Matoma, but then gets tackled by, I believe, Lamptey. See, this is very easy for Brighton now, because they can sit back, they can get men behind the ball, and they can just look to catch us on the counter-attack when we're vulnerable. And this has been a big flaw of Chelsea Football Club's, a consistent flaw, to be honest. So, really, really, really annoying. Frustrating watching this first half. We're going to have to hope for way, way better in the second half. What I would say is, you know, when we came back from going behind against Wolves, that half-time team talk must have been saying good, because we came out for the second half better in that game. And something similar is going to be needed here from Enzo Maresca, because this is a hard one, man. This is a hard one. Dak, $5. Thank you very much, bro. Look at these brokies crying for me to get banned. Send a super chat, bums. You ask why the London club has one English lad, Cole Palmer, and everyone lies. Yeah, Dak, I don't agree with you, bro. He's not the one English lad, is he? Reece James, like, I don't know, bro. I can't really get into it. Reece James is an English lad. Noni Madueke is an English lad. Jadon Sancho is an English lad. Levi Colwell, Trevor Chalobah. How many more do you want me to read out? But it's like, you know, I mean, I know Declan Rice and Jack Grealish weren't. There we go. Oh, fuck. Ball over to the back stick. Pedro Neto gets onto it. He has his shot blocked. There is, I believe there's a super chat that came in there. Just trying to find it. Kevin Reyes, M, no question. Yes! He's not offside. Fuck off. Oh, it's this fucking ref again. Oh, this idiot. He was the ref for the game against Crystal Palace, and he fucked us over royally. Malo Gustover, great ball into the box. And do you know... Hold on. Where's the offence? What's happened? What are you saying? That's offside. It's not offside. What's gone on? What's gone on? You calling for a foul here? It's a fucking goal. Are you calling that a push in the back from Enzo Fernandez? That is soft. That is soft as fuck. Where's the VAR check on that? Oh my god. Oh, chat. I need to see this again. I need to see this again. Push in the back. Fuck off. What a load of shit. How has VAR not got involved in this? How have I not seen that there's an ongoing VAR check? And do you know what, right? It gives me confidence. Listen, we've had the ball in the back of the net, and, you know, it goes to show the boys out there that, listen, you might have been robbed of the goal there, but it can be done. You're all right. But fuck me, man. That is the softest one that I've seen this season, in my opinion. And to... Just reading the chat now. There's contacts a VAR won't overturn. Refs a mug. It's a load of shit, man. We should be 1-1 right now. We'd be going into half-time at 1-1. And, you know, better things to come from the second half. But this is just a load of fucking rubbish from the referee. That's poor defending. Ball out there from Trevor Chalobah. Gets stuck back in. But Brighton on the edge of the box here. And... oh, no. No. Cucurella dives it. Dear God. Dear God. I can't believe that. I honestly can't believe that. It's 2-0 Brighton. What the fuck is going on here, man? What the fuck is that? And listen, you can't be all negative. You've got to give some sort of credit to Brighton. But at the same time here, it's like, that is fucking... Gotta watch this before I speak too loosely on this one. Cucurella goes to ground there. Enzo Fernandez originally, and Jorgensen tries to get on it. And I think it's Minter. Is it Minter, the young lad from Newcastle that scored the goal? This ain't good, man. This ain't good. 2-0. We need a fucking miracle here. Oh, dear. Dear, oh, dear. Right, a couple of super chats come in. I'm sorry I've missed them, guys, but... Tony Fernandez, thank you for the super chat, bro. He's responding to Dak, yeah. Agree with it. Stay positive, up the hardcore. 1999, thank you very much. I think it's going to be Owens pronounced, but it's 09NS. Thank you very much, bro. I really appreciate the super chat. Few coming in here now. Can we go to Serbia or somewhere and get some centre-backs? And again, just too easy to take off the ball. I know it's been given a foul there, but needs to be better from Chelsea. It's Trucker, 4.99. Thank you very much for the super chat, bro. What you think of playing 4-2-2 with Cohen and Kunku? Both playing up top, playing as 10. Love the videos. Watching you and the big dog. Thank you very much for the videos. It's Trucker. Thank you very much for the super chat, mate. I really, really appreciate that. Yeah, I think a change of system is something that at this point with the injury crisis and the pile up and you know, it's not like we've got players imminently coming back and they need to get back to fitness and whatnot, and more injuries are happening by the game. How long's Noni out for now? Take a shot. Oh, Gusto on the left peg. close. It looks close-ish. But yeah, I think a change of system is something that we might have to look at. Thank you very much for all the super chats, people. Really, really grateful for them. And I'm enjoying this one. Shag, marry, kill. Maresca, Tuchel, and Sarri. I can't say the K word. I would delete Sarri. You'd probably have a one night stand with Maresca and marry Thomas Tuchel, because I never would have divorced him in the first place. I think with Tuchel, we'd have at least still kept in the top 4. TR, mate, you got to answer the super chat this time. I think you're just trolling, bro, because there is no super chat that's come from you. So, mate, we need at least a consolation goal before half time to drive these boys on and have something to play for. I'm being honest with you guys here. Like, it's never an easy game against Brighton. It's never an easy game against the likes of Fulham, who we've lost to, obviously. Caicedo looking like he's going to get a yellow card there yet. It's never an easy game against the likes of Brighton, against the likes of Fulham. Obviously, Nottingham Forest this season are on fire. But, a lot of these teams, Crystal Palace, when they're on form and performing well. But they are games that we need to be winning. And I'm not on about the whole, they're games that we need to be winning because we've spent $1 billion or whatever, which isn't even the net spend anyway. But they're just games that we need to be winning, consistently winning, as Chelsea Football Club, Another super chat come in. Luke Phillips Media. Thank you very much, Luke. Almost 10 years without a league title. Thoughts? It's hard to put my thoughts into words, bro. But, I mean, it's not so much a league title. I think, yeah, look, we'd love a league title. We'd love a Premier League. I think we're, at best, a couple of seasons off of that right now. But just some, just some more spirit in the domestic cups even. Like, I believe we're going to win the Conference League. But how good would Conference League, even a 5th place finish if the coefficient, is guaranteed to go our way, and a trip to Wembley, a chance at winning the FA Cup or the Carling Cup or the League Cup, whatever you want to call it. Nice bit of link-up play there from Madueke. But again, Enzo Fernandez giving the ball away, too nonchalant in there, not at all potent enough with the passing, clinical enough. And yeah, people are saying worse than under Pochettino. I mean, look, at this point in the season last year, things were starting to pick up for Pochettino. The form was starting to pick up for Pochettino. And it's kind of been the reverse. And at the first, opportunity to really analyse things, I thought, right, we've upgraded here with Enzo Maresca. And as you see the performances consistently getting worse, you start to think, well, was Enzo Maresca riding the high of Pochettino and the good work that he had done? I don't know. I'm not claiming that, by the way. I'm just saying. And these fucking balls over the top like that. Like, Enzo Maresca's angry. We're angry watching it. What is the point in that? We got techie players. Why are we trying to play these balls over the top? Why don't we try and play it through? Super chat come in from McLeod CFC. Maresca out. System shit. I wouldn't say Maresca out, but yeah, definitely looking at changing the system. Yeah. Dak, he sent another super chat in. Tony, we have to have the same opinion. Tony, do we have to have the same opinion and be like you? No, none of us have to have the same opinion round here. One man's trash is another man's treasure. One man can think that we should sell Reece James because he's too injury prone, or that Levi Colwell is a weak spot in our defence. And one man can, or one person I should say, can think the complete opposite. But I think when the super chats are borderline an area that we don't want to go to. I think we want to steer away from that, and I think that's the point that I suppose Tony was making, and I'd agree with him, man. I'd agree with him. Listen, I appreciate all the super chats. I always say that I'll read out all of the super chats, and that's a promise. I'll always make sure I do. But at the same time, listen, we're fucking 2-0 down. It's hard to keep it positive, but let's not start going into fucking political and all those sort of issues. But I will answer any super chat that comes in. So you can ask me anything. I had people last time out asking me what age I lost my virginity at, and God knows what else. And I answered them all, because I'm a trooper, and I answer honestly. So any question you've got that you might not think I'd answer, if it's a super chat, and it's a generous one, I'll answer it. Offside there, 46 minutes in, 46.5 minutes in. H. Gordon Games, this is not Enzo's fault. Enzo in, love the content. Yeah, I think I'd agree. I definitely agree with that. I think that Enzo Maresca has to take blame, has to take accountability. But I do think that he's showing that he's trying to be more flexible. He's trying to work the system a little bit differently, bring other players into the fold, maybe make his substitutions a little bit earlier than he has done in games, and be daring, willing to rotate like he did in that Wolves game. 5 substitutions before the 70th minute. Rarely will we having 1 substitution before the 70th minute, but a craftsman is only as good as the tools that he has to work with. And you know, Trevor Chalobah comes in, and despite there being one game he was available to start and he didn't start, he's been in the starting lineup since he came in. Now that tells me, and by the way, he wasn't taken on the pre-season tour, was he, where Enzo Maresca really got to learn about his players, and that tells me that there are decisions being made way above Enzo Maresca's head here. Do you know what I mean? Way above his head. So if Enzo Maresca had the opportunity to recall a Petrovic or an Andre Santos, I'm sure he would. And would that benefit Chelsea Football Club until now and the end of the season? Yes, it definitely would. So it's a hard one. Tony Fernandez, £5 super chat. Thank you very much, Tony. I really appreciate that, bro. Thank you very, very much. Really appreciate not only the super chats, but you being a long-term subscriber of the channel. I don't know if you can remember, but I reckon you've been here from 20,000, 30,000, maybe even less. We don't have the same opinion, but just don't bring it here, mate. There are things wrong in Chelsea, but it's not immigration. Yeah, I'd agree with that, bro. 96 migrant, 279. Thank you very much. Last time you were on the packet, be honest. I said I'd be honest with every single super chat, and I'm going to be honest with every single super chat. The last time was never. Well, I'll be completely honest. When I was about 15, I had the tiniest little bit one night, and I didn't like it. And I was very young, 15. And I've never done it since. Never, ever done it since. Hold my hands to God or whoever. I'm not lying to you guys. I don't do that. I like a drink. I've been partial to an edible, and in my late teens, early 20s, I used to do a lot of disco biscuits out raving. But the packet, definitely not for me. Don't judge people that do it. Most of my friends do it. Do you know what I mean? But it's not for me, man. It's not for me. Listen, I mean, what do they normally say about it? It makes you talk a load of shit. I think I do that anyway. Then I chew people's ears off. So there you go. Kevin Reyes, thank you very much, bro. Anyone heard of up and coming Colombian striker Neysar Villarreal? Better player his age than Duran was. Top goal scorer in the under-20s South American Championship. I didn't know that. And I haven't heard of him, but I will give him a look into. Right, it's half time, people. Let's do listen, because it's very negative, this game. Half-time summary of the game. I think we've been shit, to be honest. Just quickly, Dak with another super chat. If they weren't shite, I wouldn't say anything. But if we have to be subjected to shite players, at least be English. I heard there's a fella Joey available. No, I'm a boxer for a reason. Not a footballer. I'm not much of a baller. Although I used to score goals, but I was a bit of a goal hanger. I mean, bro, like, Man City have won the league God knows how many times, and who are the nailed down, week in, week out, English starters for them in those league winning campaigns? I think you could go Raheem Sterling as one of them, who I think by Dak's logic, you probably don't count as English, which is mad. You know what I mean? Grealish wasn't really even a nailed down starter. You could go John Stones, couldn't you? But I think you can see where I'm going here. And you know, look at Liverpool this season, for example. Yeah, Trent Alexander-Arnold and whatnot. But yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Right. I don't think I've missed any super chats. I haven't. If you want to get them in, make sure you get them in now. It's half time, and I'll be answering any random shit to try and lift the mood, because half time thoughts on the game is that it's just shit. It's not good enough. Can't play both Cole and Nkunku as 10. Would rather one do fuck all as a number 9 and the other played half decent. Yeah, I think so. Definitely. Jack Lee, thank you very much for the super chat, bro. Really appreciate that. Shout out, Jack Lee. I'd agree with you as well, mate. I'd agree with you. Like, after seeing this game, I don't want to see Nkunku in the number 9, to be honest. And I could say that, and he could come back and he could score a few goals in this game, but I don't think it works. I'd rather see Cole Palmer experimented in the Force 9, for example, or the likes of a Pedro Neto. Josh made the point, and I think he is a bit of a poacher. So, yeah. Yeah. I don't know, man. People are saying about calling Diego Costa out of retirement. He's a free agent at the moment. Not sure how long ago he played, but I remember I was at the Wolves game at the Bridge when he played against us. Got a good standing ovation coming off the pitch. I know he's younger, right? I know he's played a lot more recently, but obviously he fell off sort of after Chelsea, if we're being completely honest. He wasn't as prolific when he went back to Atletico Madrid and whatnot. And when he went to Wolves, he you know, he wasn't the man he was before. He still had that ferocity. But at this point in time, is Diego Costa a top-class striker? No, obviously not. So if we're calling back ex-legends, right, I know he's played more recently, but I'd go Didier Drogba over Diego Costa, because I've seen him in a few charity matches and he can still do a bit, as can JT, by the way. Joey Cole, he still plays Sunday League football. Haha, yes, Joey, I like you. I won't get you in trouble. Thanks, bro. I've got enough people getting me in trouble. Listen, I've had a super chat asking me if I ever get on the packet. I've answered that one. Anyone wants me to answer anything that they don't think I will, do your best. Do your best, because I will. I'll answer it. Matoma's goal was a great goal, by the way. And the more I look back at it, I think you lot are going to get the hump with me and say that, you know, the right leg of Trevor Chalobah could have come across. And it could have. It definitely could have come across. It could have come across and committed a foul and had us down to 10 men, because Matoma was the last man at the time. And here he is, Gary Neville in the studio. And I think that Matoma's first touch was amazing for that one. So I don't know. How about giving Tammy a call? Well, listen, we're out of the window now, aren't we? But do you know what annoys me? I always say there's a media bias for Chelsea, right? Fair enough. If some of you guys in the chat think that Enzo Fernandez fouled whoever it was, the defender that went over, or midfielder who went over, the Brighton player that went over, fair enough. But why have we not seen the incident Why have we seen the Matoma goal 4 times over on Sky Sports right now, but we haven't seen the Enzo Fernandez foul? Why did VAR not check it? Dak, hey Brokies, not sending super chat, hit the like. Brokies, you sound like Andrew Tate, Dak. I'm guessing you're a Tater. Are you a member of the Hustlers University? Kevin Reyes, Enzo goal, foul for 2 hands. Game's gone soft now. Yeah, game's definitely gone soft. 96 Migrant, thank you very much for the super chat, bro. Have you ever been caught bashing one out? Yeah, I mean, as a kid, loads of times, you know. Your mum would come in and all of a sudden you're like, alright, yeah. Dinner, yeah, we're down in a sec. Yeah. So yeah, I've been caught bashing one out a couple of times. But only really as a kid, you know. Do you know what? Boxing, you don't do it that often. When you're sparring and you're boxing, you're letting off a lot of adrenaline. So you don't bash one out as much as you. I think you slow down as you get older. I'm 30 years old now. I think you slow down anyway. But I'm just watching the Minter goal back here, and Jorgensen, I'm not going to say is massively at fault, but I think he could do better. Like, he takes a little while to get up off the ground there, doesn't he? I want you fucking leaping off that turf, mate. So, you know, I think it's only fair, as much as we criticise Robert Sanchez, then we criticise Jorgensen at times. Yeah. But yeah, getting caught bashing one out, it's happened when I've been a kid, young. Not often since I've been older. You haven't even asked it, but I'll give you the answer. I'll probably say 3 times a week, maybe. Not getting caught, just how many times I do it. Right. Okay. Super chats come in, very generous. 19.99. Thank you very much, Max Demar Maraz. Could you say? It's going to be one that I'm accidentally saying wrong, this, innit? Amina Koyim. What am I saying there? I don't know. Are there... let me try and pronounce the name right, bro. Thank you very much for the super chat. A lot of them coming in now. Ashotush, I believe. Ashotush, Panja. Are there no good strikers in the academy? I mean, look, what happened to David Washington? You know? He came in, he was banging in goals in the academy apparently, and now we haven't seen from him. Joe H, £2, thank you very much, bro. Went to the Bayern Legends game. JT and Cahill still got it. Yeah. H Gordon Games, thank you very much for the super chat, bro. Have you ever had a threesome, Joey? Yes, I have. I have had a threesome once upon a time. Or twice upon a time. Two. But once was with 2 of the opposite sex. Once was when I was about 16. And it lasted about 2 seconds before I realised that this is weird, and I stopped it, cut it off straight away. Told you I'd answer any super chats. So yeah, one official threesome, one sort of incident that went on for around 2 minutes, and I was like, do you know what, this is weird, mate, you got to get out, I'll take care of her. How many Chelsea players would you beat in a fight? TR, thanks for the super chat, bro. How many Chelsea players did I beat in a fight? God, a fair few. But would I fancy my chances against the Reece James, the Levi Colwell, the goalkeepers? No, not sure I would. We should have our young prospect, I'm a Batty, on the bench. Yeah. I'm a Batty is something that, or someone I should say, that I'm very interested in. So yeah. Here we go, Dak. I asked you whether you were a Tate fan. I agree a lot with Tate, but I don't send him any money. Anyone selling courses is basically the new pyramid scheme. Plus, it's not English. Oh god, I got to laugh just because of the irony of it from the previous super chats and whatnot. Yeah, I mean, Tate was born in America, wasn't he? He moved to Luton. I wonder whether Tate describes himself as English or American. Weird, I don't know. Andrew Tate went to the same school, I believe, as Tommy Robinson. Lot of controversial figures and whatnot from Luton, aren't there? Just a quick one. I see it in there. Have you ever been to the States before? I went this year. I absolutely loved it. Loved going to the States. I was in Nashville. Well, I say this year, last year. I was in Nashville in March when I boxed a guy called Baby Hulk. He was a legend on that Street Beefs. He did Street Beefs for years. Yeah, so he was on there. Boxed Baby Hulk. That was a good fight. Good win for me. First round knockout. Won the knockout of the night bonus, which was a huge plus. And then as well as that, as well as boxing Baby Hulk in Nashville, I went to LA to cover the Crawford against Madrimov fight, and that was unreal. That really was. LA, I'd probably say, it's hard to say whether or not I enjoyed it more than Nashville, because Nashville was a life changer. Do you know what I mean? I changed my life. I changed my family's life by going there and winning, and then winning the knockout bonus as well. '96 Migrant. He said, if I fart and don't smell it, I feel like it's wasted. I think it's probably a guilty pleasure, isn't it, that everyone likes their own brand, you know? Everyone likes the smell of their own fart. You don't want to smell someone else's fart. And I don't know whether you like the smell, but you're kind of intrigued by it, you know? But yeah, when someone else is farting, I'm not really too up for that. Do you know what my little girl does, right? My daughter, she is 3, and she took on my personality, man. She can be a nightmare. Love her to pieces. Here we go. Enzo disallowed goal. Let's have a look at this. Let's have a look, and I'm going to get back to the super chats. Fuck off, soft as fuck. We'd have been 1-1 and we wouldn't be 2-0 down right now. That is so fucking soft. This fella is going to the ground before Enzo's hands even touch him. He knows exactly what he's doing. Shit call from the referee. What's the fucking point in VAR not getting involved in that? I'm getting fuming now because that's the first time that I've seen that one back because they didn't want to show it. Why didn't they want to show it? Incompetence and proof of incompetence. We've just fucking seen it. Anyone that tells me that that goal should have been disallowed is out of their fucking mind. Pissed off. Dax Rit, he isn't English or American. I don't know what you're on about, Dax. I don't know what you're on about, man. $9.99 from Max Demir Maras. Thank you very much, bro. What I was getting you to say is Turkish. You had everyone at my work laughing. Thank you. I know a little bit of Turkish. Shindigal. Shindigal. That means come quick. My daughter's half Turkish. So, there you go. There you go. So, you could definitely say I've tried out the Turkish cuisine. Adds £1 super chat. Thank you very much, bro. Get a question in. Sorry, I've seen this a few times now. It's come in. If KSI was your weight, would you win a boxing match? If it was my weight division, then yeah, of course I'd fancy myself to. I've had 13 fights, 12 wins, 1 loss, a close loss, and he hasn't boxed to the level that I've boxed to, in my opinion. And he's less experienced. If he was my weight, yeah, but it's all hypothetical, isn't it? At the end of the day, mate, listen. KSI pays the bills, doesn't he? So you won't get me saying nothing bad about KSI. Mams Taylor and KSI, they're people I'll be forever appreciative of. Right, let me just check that my stream is up to date. It is. I'm watching it on the Now TV. Flicked on. We really need a goal quickly. I'd fucking take a 2-2 draw here, to be honest. I'd take a 2-2 draw. Joey's watchalongs had the most out of context moments. Yeah, they do, didn't they? But I kind of feel like that's what makes it good, isn't it? Like, life would be boring if you can't just have a laugh. And that's one thing with me, like, I feel like the fact that I'm a boxing fan... Look, Pedro Neto, that ball needs to come earlier to him. The fact that I'm a boxing fan makes me a little bit easier to handle football. And what I mean by that is, obviously, with boxing, you see your favourite boxer lose fights often in their career, a couple of times and whatnot. And, you know, things don't always go your way and whatever, but then you see your favourite fighters come back and things like that. And I think that it makes me more tolerant as a football fan, because a loss in boxing is so much more damaging than a loss in football. Like, I know it myself, man. It's been a horrible 6 months or so after I lost that fight to Little Cray Cray, having to... And I know it's like, you know, you get so much positivity that you shouldn't listen to the negativity, but having to not just have people say negative shit about me, but just the way I'm regarded in terms of like, oh, he lost a fight, he must be shit, it's horrible. Whereas with football, you can lose a game, you can win the next game, and it's a feel-good factor. We're 2-0 down here away at Brighton. If we come back and draw 2-2, there's going to be some sort of feel-good factor, despite the fact that, you know, that doesn't represent the Chelsea of old and whatnot. We wouldn't be celebrating a fucking 2-2 draw away at the Amex. Tony Fernandez, £5. Thank you very, very much, mate. Maresca has weak mentality. We're not title challengers in December. We're ahead of schedule for UEFA Champions League in February. Imagine if JT was still there. Yeah. I'd agree with you in terms of, I don't like the PR of that. I don't like the wording of that. You know, I think that when, albeit at the start of the season, before he had a really poor start to the season, when Mauricio Pochettino was asked, could you challenge for the title? He said, why not? He said, why not? And then when we were genuinely in a title race, it was like, well, you know, it turns out we weren't in a title race, but when it looked like we were in a title race, it seems like Enzo Maresca didn't want to say that, and now he doesn't. And it might be a thing of, look, we've got a young squad, we've got a young team, and you want to take pressure off of those players. The team that we had, that Jose Mourinho inherited from Claudio Ranieri, had, you know, a good mixture of 25, 24, 26-year-olds in there, like a JT, who could carry the weight, I suppose. Caicedo needs... Oh, it's Chalobah. Yeah, carry the weight, I suppose, of that expectation and of what is being expected of them. But these younger players maybe can't. And it speaks about the recruitment and the strategy. Get this out, man. Brighton with another opportunity that, yeah, is skied over the bar, but it's just too easy to come. Way too easy. It's doing my nutting, man. Really is doing my nutting. Listen, guys, thank you very much for the super chats. We've had a few Had a few fruity ones come in, a few random ones, but as I say, if a super chat comes in, I will answer the question, regardless of what it is. So, I've already had someone ask me if I've ever been caught knocking one out. I've had someone ask me if I've ever had a threesome. I'm finding most of them are a little bit, that X-rated, we'll say. Right, now's an opportunity to break on them. And we need to switch that ball over to Pedro Neto. Cut inside. Cut along the ground, and it's just another one of these balls where we're just kind of thinking, well, if we do it enough times, then maybe something will pay off. No. I know the saying, if you throw enough shit at the wall, then something will eventually stick, but I don't know, man. I really don't know. And although Cole Palmer's numbers being, good as they always will be, look how deep Cole Palmer is. Having to drop right now. Although his numbers being as good as they always are, I don't know. Is Cole Palmer better than a 10? It seemed to me like Mauricio Pochettino was getting more out of him on that right wing last season. So you lot can tell me. Really, really hoping for a goal in the next 5-10 minutes or so. Because if it doesn't come soon, man, I don't rate our chances at even nicking a point here. And listen, with a glass half full mentality, a point from 2 goals down would be better than nothing. But at the start of the game, I really, really thought that we would come and our players would have enough about them to make a statement here in this game. To go out the cup was embarrassing. The PR and the comments afterwards to state that, look, it almost doesn't matter because we're still competing in the Premier League, we're in the top 4 and we're competing for the Europa Conference League. Like, come on, man. We all know the truth, and as much as I like to give positivity, the reason why we need to win the Europa Conference League is because it's embarrassing if we don't win it. We can't not win the competition that West Ham won. Do you know what I mean? They got to the final of the Europa League the year before. So, I don't know, man. I don't know. Have I sent my Valentine's message to Josh yet? I haven't. Josh is in Barcelona. Barcelona for Valentine's Day. Yeah. Chelsea with the ball on the edge of the area here. It's whipped in again. Saved by the keeper. Not saved, just picked out of the air. And we just look so one-dimensional. So one-dimensional now. This stretches back to, I believe, the... what was it? 22nd of December? When we drew 0-0 with Everton. And since then... we ain't looked good, man. We really have not looked good at all. And it's just concerning. Because when do things change? When do things change? I remember when we drew 2-2 with Brentford. That was the point when I thought, you know what? Pochettino, he's not up to it. He's really not up to it. And it took me a lot of suffering to get to that point. That was around a similar time of the season. And now when you look at the fact that, in my opinion, I haven't really... it's not that I haven't seen us play well, but I haven't seen us play consistently well since before that Everton match. So now we look at things and it's just like, when are things going to get better, man? When are they going to get better? So many players that I miss. I miss Conor Gallagher. Even João Felix will be doing such a better job up top. Super chat come in from Ads. Thank you very much, bro. Do you do it raw all the time? Plus, Nkunku is shy. Yeah, I do raw dog it every single time, more or less. Never been a fan of wrapping up. Haven't really ever done it, to be honest. Once or twice, when you're worried that they might be carrying something. If you're going with a village bike. And Nkunku's shite. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't go as far to say that he is shite, but he's shit as a number 9. I could tell you that for free. Next game, I want to see Pedro Neto as our number 9. Did not think that I would be saying that at this point in the season. Do you know what I mean? Oh, yeah, Neto is the number 9. Fuck you know. I think we better pass back to Cucurella there. Cucurella, good ball there. Nice. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, for fuck's sake. It's the same shit, mate. Veltman. Tossing number 9. Enzo Fernandez, this needs a good delivery now. Come on, boys. And I'll tell you what, I know we ain't got much on the bench, and we've already made a sub due to injury, but fuck you know. Just get Tyrick George on, stick some of the kids on. It's got to be better than this. Good little bit of play there from Cole Palmer. Takes the ball away, loops it over. And that's a good ball in from Pedro Neto. Unfortunately, Cucurella not able to get on the end of it as he was able to against the likes of Brentford for the header. And who was the other game? It was Wolves, I think it was. Yeah. Yeah, Reece James is on the bench. I believe Reece James is on the bench. And Malo Gusto down there, so remaining substitutes. Right, Matisse Omogu. Matisse Omogu. Why are we not seeing him? We just brought him in. He could be one that could come on. Tyrick George, Reece James, Kieran Dewsbury. Oh, we spent a fuckload on him in the summer. And what's he done? Nothing. And is it his fault? No. Few of you asking about only hearing through the left ear. Yeah, that's a thing. That's a thing, unfortunately. Oh dear, 0 shots on target. I'm not making a post-match review for this tonight. I'll make it tomorrow. Because I feel like I need to compose my thoughts a little bit before doing that. Do you know when your fight is being announced? Sorry, the question isn't related to Chelsea. People, Chelsea are 2-0 down and we're playing like dog shit. I'd like an escape if the questions aren't related to Chelsea, to be honest. Do I know when my fight will be announced? No, I don't, unfortunately, bro. But it's signed, sealed, delivered. I mean, I ain't signed, actually, but I think he signed. And you never get no problems with me. I'm a man of my word. If I tell Mams and the Misfits guys that that I'm in, then I'm in, and there'll be no pullouts from me. There'll be no drama queen antics. No, jostling for weight cuts, more pay, all that sort of shit. I tell you what, man. So many people. Owens, I'm calling it Owens, but is it 09s? I'm not sure. Yeah, but Owens, when's the news about your fight coming? So I'll go into it for the time being while I'm watching this here. Pedro Neto about to take the throw in for Chelsea. In fact, Malo Gusto's taking it. With my fight, it's gonna be very, very soon. To be announced, I hope. They're kind of leaking fight by fight out from the KSI card right now, aren't they? And I might as well just tell you, look, I'm not fighting on the KSI card. That was my plan. That was what I wanted. It was offered to maybe 4 opponents for that KSI card. And we really, really struggled. We found it very, very hard to get people to take the fight. And I'm not saying this like I'm the bogeyman or whatever, but I think I'm becoming the Misfits head of the Who Needs Him club. Do you know what I mean? Because I'm a hard puncher. I'm a hard night's work for anyone. Most people that understand boxing will understand that to lose a fight the way I did against Little Cray Cray, is something that I'll learn from. I understand that regardless of how I'm feeling and whatnot, I need to get going earlier, and eventually I'm going to drag you into a war, and I would rather go out on my shield being knocked out than lose another points decision. So whoever fights me next needs to come for absolute fucking war. And that's why you've seen so many people, Dean the Great, you know, turn down the fight with me. So many more that I won't just start name dropping right now. But you've had so many of these guys turn down the opportunity to fight me for big money as well. So listen, some of them should take it, because some of these guys might beat me. I'm not saying I'm invincible. I'm not saying I'm fucking Superman. But I'm a tough night at the office for anyone. The next guy I'm fighting is a former 5-time world kickboxing champion. And I'm fighting him in his backyard. And it's not at all long after the KSI card. It's a very quick turnaround. Maresca. So let me read out this super chat from Ollie Sands 199. Thank you very much, Ollie. Hope you're as good as can be, mate, considering the shit. Maresca not changing system, same as Leicester. A lot of Leicester fans told me about this, that he wouldn't change the system and whatnot. Why is play going on? I thought that was going to be called up for a foul there. A lot of Leicester fans told me that he wouldn't change the system. Oh, no. Oh, no. Minter's... He's done Cucurella with a cutback again. (3-0 Brighton. This is worse than the first one. The Chelsea players clearly think there was a foul in the build-up to that goal, but at the end of the day, like, you know what I mean? If I was saying that Levi Colwell's one wasn't a... Now let's have a look at that. Because I believe it's Welbeck. Minter's onside. Cuts it back and does Cucurella again way too easily. Cucurella's form's been slipping off. Now, is this a foul by Welbeck on Levi Colwell? No, it's not. Don't believe it is. Oh. Big love from Melbourne, Joey. Come on, Chelsea. Liam Blanco, thank you very much, bro. Thank you very much for the super chat. These super chats are definitely easing the pain of having to watch this fucking dross from Chelsea right now. And again, like, mate, we moan about Robert Sanchez, don't we? And has Jorgensen in these 2 or 1.5 appearances where he's been in the first team for the Premier League matches, has he made anywhere near as many mistakes that lead to big opportunities for the opposition as Robert Sanchez does consistently? No, he hasn't. But I don't know, man. I look at the Matoma shot and I'm like, I'm not saying Sanchez would have got to it, but I've seen him get to them. I've seen him pull off some great saves. I remember the one against Aston Villa last season. If anyone remembers that save from Robert Sanchez, God knows. Reece James, captain on the pitch now, 3-0 down. Hardly think it's going to inspire a fucking 4-3 comeback now, is it? Tyreek George entering the fold. Oh, this is dire, innit? Kiernan Dewsbury Hall. Coming on from Moises Caicedo, and Chelsea's season is slowly crumbling. Gusto's off for Reece James. Oh, people, lift my mood. Get some of them funny super chats in. We'll talk some life. It's so... Does anyone else find that, you know, Chelsea's form really, really affects their... I don't want to use the phrase mental health, because mental health's a deep and serious issue, but fucking hell, it affects my mood. 100%. It's really, really, yeah, it's shit. It's shit. McLeod CFC, £5. Thank you very, very much, bro. Really appreciate the super chat. Big up, McLeod CFC. And I'm guessing I'm pronouncing McLeod right, because I used to have a teacher named Mr. McLeod. He was a PE teacher of mine. Oh, Brighton's press winning it off Chelsea. Too easy here. And I know it was a foul, but had he not mistimed the challenge, and it might not have been a foul. Chelsea need to be better than this. McLeod CFC, thank you for the super chat. We've lost twice in a week to a team that lost 7-0 the week before. But let's stay positive. Yeah. I understand that. I also will come back to the point I was making in terms of like Chelsea losing games, performing badly, definitely does affect my mood. And that's why, like, you know the saying, if you don't laugh, you'll cry. That is kind of a summary of the low points of Chelsea's season when it comes to mine and Josh's content. I think I can be a little bit more negative when I'm on my own. When I've got you guys here sending the super chats in and whatnot, like, I'm being more positive and you know, I'm probably not reacting anywhere near as badly as I would usually be to a 3-0 loss. But I think that's why me and Josh, some people comment and say, oh, get onto the football, and, you know, it's very rare. Most of the hardcore are the hardcore and they like things the way they are. But sometimes people say, oh, you spoke a lot about stuff that's not football related and whatnot. And it's like, mate, in the episodes of the podcasts where Chelsea have gone and thumped a team, I guarantee you 80-90% of us is talking about that. But if we've lost a game, fucking hell, let's try to lift the mood a little bit. You know what I mean? I'm that guy. I'll try and make a joke at a funeral to lift the mood. So, yeah. Someone gets sent on this, cleared by Brighton. Kia, £2 super chat. Thank you very much, bro. Team shocking today. Can't watch this bullshit. Yeah. Joey, let's talk boxing. Keyshawn Davis. Do you know what? Keyshawn. I'd back Keyshawn Davis. I think he's very, very good. Cedric Cohen, thank you very much for the super chat, bro. Here we go. Ball through. Brighton keeper out to defend, save that. Need everyone's head except Caicedo on a pike now. Tell you what, that episode of The Walking Dead, you know when The Walking Dead had sort of got like shit, but then there was that one gang of weirdos called the Whisperers, and they chopped off a load of people's heads and put them on pikes to sort of plant their sort of territory. That was quite a good episode, wasn't it? What's everyone's favourite TV series? I've gone completely fucking informal with this one now, because if you can't just fucking relax when you're 3-0 down away at the Amex to a team that you went and spent a shitload of money on their best players, their manager, their background staff, and yeah, in the space of 6 days we've conceded 5 goals to them, and more possibly coming. I don't know, but if you can't try and fucking talk about something else and let yourself go when that happens, I don't know when you will. McLeod CFC, £5 super chat. Thank you very much, bro. I really appreciate that. It's funny watching you try to stay as positive. As soon as the stream's done, holes are getting punched in the wall. Do you know what? It's been a long time since I punched a hole in the wall. It's the sort of thing you used to do when you were like 16, isn't it? So I haven't done it in a very long time. And I started boxing when I was like 20. It's funny, I went through like my whole boxing career. We got lucky with that pass there. That was a bad one that a Brighton player could have latched onto. I went through my whole boxing career up until probably like the lockdown, the pandemic. Without really ever suffering from injuries. Like I used to get a bad back and stuff like that. And now, you know, I've turned the wrong side of 30, and all I need to do is sneeze, and I'll pull a hamstring or do my back in, or you know, and I've had some, I've had a Tyreek George there, good bit of footwork. That's what we need, though. That's what we need. He's won a corner there, good enough for me. I've had some bad injuries of recent, of the last couple of years and whatnot, and it's so annoying because I used to box unlicensed back in the day for like, I don't know, sometime Cole Palmer ball into the box, cleared by a Brighton head. I've had fights back in the day unlicensed for like £3,000. I've had fights that have paid me £300. Do you know what I mean? And it's so frustrating that like my body starts to pick up these injuries at this point in my career where I'm finally on a platform and earning sums of money that are, you know, life-changing, really. And I'm picking up these injuries now. And the reason I speak about that is you said about punching a wall. There's definitely no punching of walls going on. I wouldn't... Listen, I pick up injuries by accident. I wouldn't do nothing to risk it. Cole Palmer getting no options here. Holding on to the ball and doing so well, but getting no options. The ball's now whipped in by Reece. Malo Gusto, just have a fucking pop. Here you go. You got no one that can header the ball in there, though. We got people that can cross the ball. No one that can header the ball. Even fucking Brower, with an ankle injury, would be doing better than this. And oh my god, Brighton on the attack again here. Matoma, he'll probably just take the shot because he fancies his chances, and Jorgensen was lucky it was straight at him. Fuck's sake. Team Kia, or Kia, £2. Team's dead, but at least we got you, Jay. Thank you very much, bro. I really appreciate that. Musbar, keep the blue flag flying high. Thank you very much for the super chat, mate. Honestly, Colwell is worse than Disassi. I'd argue against it. I think that Colwell will be a starting centre-back for England in, I say years to come, the next couple of years and whatnot. But what I wouldn't argue is he's low on confidence and he's struggling at this moment in time. And I'm always here to hold my hands up when I'm wrong on things, and I've got to admit, like I said straight away, didn't I? And we still got to give it time. He's only a few matches in, and he's definitely not his fault. But I said at the time, look, the defence will level up now. Trevor Chalobah's back, and when you look at the starting lineup that we were able to put out tonight, Jorgensen, who everyone's been calling for in goal, he's not my favourite goalie at the club. My favourite goalie at the club's out on loan, Petrovic. But having him in there, Malo Gusto, you know, he's not first choice over Reece, but at the same time you understand it, managing minutes, and fuck me, he's good. Malo Gusto when he's playing well. Levi Colwell, Trevor Chalobah, that's our best centre-back partnership with Fofana out injured. Kukurea, we know he's consistently been... Oh, what is that from Jorgensen? And I tell you what, João Pedro's just come on the pitch. He's skied it over the bar. But that there from Jorgensen is, again, one of the reasons why time might tell us, and I hope I'm wrong, but why time might tell us exactly why Robert Sanchez has been starting. Because if Jorgensen's making one or two of them per game, then you have to go, right, okay, out of what we've got, one who's making more of these errors, or is it that Jorgensen's going to be making the same amount, he just hasn't had the chance to make the same amount of errors, and then you come down to, well, who's the better shot stopper? And at this moment in time, people, I'm telling you, the better shot stopper in the Premier League, you can't deny, is Robert Sanchez. Dak, thank you for the super chat, mate. No defence, terrible. Send them back. What? Everything Dak says can be like, could be innocent, but could be interpreted as pretty weird. Kukurea second to that ball. Like, we've fallen off, man. Joey, you're young at 30. I wish I was 30, but not turning over 24 year back. I don't really understand that. Not too sure. Not too sure. Fuck it, people. We're 3-0 down, 75th minute. We're playing shit. We haven't had a shot on target. We're away at Brighton, where you'd expect us to really come and put in such a hard graft after letting down our travelling fans. You know what I mean? Falling out the cup, the second domestic cup of this season, being on such a bad run of form. But we're not doing anything. So, I don't know. You might as well start sending the random ones in again. How old are you, Joey? 42. Fuck off, Dak. No, I'm not 42. I'm 30 years old. I turned 30 on August the 12th. Same birthday as Tyson Fury, Jesper Gronkier, Mario Balotelli. They're the ones I know. And my daughter's birthday is the 7th of December. So, one of my heroes, Tyson Fury, shares the same birthday as me. And one of my other heroes shares the same birthday as my daughter. And who is that hero? John Terry. JT's got the same birthday as my kid. That is the best thing to come out of tonight. That you lot learnt that. Because you learnt Chelsea is shit. Joey, it's alright, 42 is young. Yep, you're only as young as the woman you're feeling. And make sure she's above 18 years old. Fuck's sake. How old's your daughter? My daughter's 3. Come on, man. Nothing really happening in terms of opportunities created from Chelsea. It's hard. It's hard. And it's easy to say, you know, Dewsbury all shit and Tyreek George is shit. Well, I don't think you'd say it 'cause he's an academy player, but, you know, Nkunku shit, Dewsbury all shit. But it's like, when they're not getting the amount of minutes, I know Nkunku is now, but when they're not getting the amount of minutes they expected, it is hard. It is hard. I don't know, man. Like, to be honest, this is relegation form, isn't it? Kukurea back to Jorgensen. Now it's a nervy time again when it goes back to him after the howler he had earlier. He was so lucky that João Pedro didn't finish that, and I always used to say that was something that Robert Sanchez was very lucky with. There were so many times he would give away goal scoring opportunities and he wouldn't be punished for it because the strikers would be wasteful, so therefore they wouldn't go onto the stats and whatnot. But yeah, I don't know. Jorgensen needs to be better. I can't say he was at fault for any of the goals, but I can say that maybe one of them, I don't know if we conceded with Robert Sanchez in there. Ball whipped in, Brighton head again, every single time. And teams are going to be licking their lips playing Chelsea when we're playing like this, man. By the time I get in the studio with Josh on Wednesday, I'm going to have a lot more positivity for you. I do know that. But at this moment in time, very, very hard to be positive with this match. So let's try and lift the mood. Let's get some random shit in here. Who wants to ask something strange? Nah, it doesn't need to be strange. A lot of debate going on as to whether it's Enzo's fault. Again, I think that if you weren't here earlier on when I acknowledged this, I think that Enzo Maresca definitely has to take blame, doesn't he? But so much of it is what goes on above his head. Sporting directors and that just aren't great. in their dealings from this previous transfer window. I guess bring Roman back is the request of the herd. Yeah, of course, we'd love to, but the EU have dropped sanctions on him. We had Brexit, we left the EU, so that means the UK do still have sanctions on him. How valid those sanctions are probably very much up for debate, but at this moment in time, that is what it is. So, the Dark Knight, I always say the Dark Knight, he tunes in very often, always commenting, appreciate that, mate. Favourite ice cream flavour, mint chocolate chip, easy. Mint choc chip would be the, would be my favourite. I don't really have a second favourite, pretty just straight onto vanilla. Who's your dream signing? If we could make one, like, just a realistic signing, then I would go for our team, Haaland, right? And you can't deny the numbers and whatnot. An all-round player, Isaac is a better all-round player than Erling Haaland. But for our team, what do we need right now? Well, yeah, we need a fucking less shaky defence, but we have got creativity in there. So a dream signing, as unrealistic as it would be Haaland, to be honest. I would rather take Haaland than Mbappe or Isaac. I'd rather take Haaland, because I think that despite the fact we're not playing well at the minute, listen, fucking it's shit. Despite the fact we're not playing well, we do have the players in there and the capability to create chances. This match we've created. Well, no, we've not had a shot on target. We've had a lot of balls into the box with no one to meet. You know, a Haaland might convert them. Benji Hunsom, thanks for the super chat, bro. Really appreciate that. Haven't been to Stamford Bridge, going for my birthday. Nice. When's your birthday? Mine is August the 12th, which means we usually open the season on my birthday or the day after. Reece James Lawrence, are you watching the game? Yeah, cool, Sam. Cool, Sam. Ow. Does it hurt when you click your fingers? Because it does when I do mine, and I think that means I've got arthritis. Best story from going to a game. Do you know what, right? Before they moved... Sorry, I'm not signaling in anything. This is exercise I do for building strength. To an injury, obviously, not like building up my biceps. Best memory going to a game, probably knocking Napoli out of the Champions League. We had a 2-goal deficit. Was it a 3-goal deficit to overcome? 2 goals, but yeah, I think they got an away goal as well. And that was when away goals counted. We beat them 4-1. And you couldn't have picked better goal scorers. JT, Lamps, Drogba and Ivanovic to get the 4th, I believe. And this was before they moved the away fans. Just hit the post, Brighton. For fuck's sake, Chelsea. This is getting embarrassing, and trying to play out from the back there. You're lucky they've skied so many over the fucking crossbar. We could be 5 down. Yeah, this was before they moved the away fans into the into the shed end, basically. So they used to be next to us in the Matthew Harding upper, and I remember the away fans were proper giving it for the Napoli match. I bet there was a few fights and shit outside the stadium after, but yeah. It didn't hit the post. That was a Jorgensen save. Fair play. Good save from Jorgensen there. First real contribution of the match. Benji Handsome, 23rd of March 2003, which would make you 22? God, that makes me feel old. I was born in 1994. 23rd of March. Benji Handsome, I hope and believe I'm pronouncing that right. And as... you have sent that super chat in, I'm going to look up for you and tell you who you have the same birthday as. Starting off, we have the one, the only, Shaka Khan. Shaka Khan? Shaka Khan. Shaka Khan, Shaka Khan, Shaka Khan, Shaka Khan, Shaka Khan. Shaka Khan obviously sings, ain't nobody loves me better, makes me happy, makes me feel this way. Perez Hilton, not Paris Hilton, Perez, the little shit-stirring one that went on Big Brother. He's not a great one to have the same birthday as. But you've got him too. Yeah, you ain't got many people that are born on that day. Not many, I'm afraid. But Shaka Khan's a good one. Shaka Khan is a great one. Ain't nobody. I used to want to ring walk to that tune. 86th minute. Shit show. Ball over the top though. Tyrick George. He's just got to cut it back. Oh! Chance goes begging. In the middle there. Tyrick George making the run in behind. Doing the right thing. And it was actually the Brighton player. It would have been an own goal. It was the centre-back. And a great save, to be fair, from the keeper. Short corner from Cole Palmer. Back to Reece. Cole whips it in. There's probably going to be... too far the delivery, but it's going to be no one to get on the end of it anyway. Fuck's sake, man. And even losing to Brighton. You know when you go some places and it's an absolute cauldron or whatever. The Amex ain't. Look, it's the 87th minute, yeah, and half of their home fans are already on the motorway. And we're losing to them. It's not even like you're going up against, like, you know, back in the day, Premier League, Sam Allardyce's Bolton or something like that, like a hard team. These lot ain't even that fucking good. Sasuke, thank you very much for the super chat. I'm done with this owner. F this bullshit, I'm done. I know the feeling, mate. I know the feeling. Eatpedia, thank you very much for the super chat. Listen, people, as I always say, keep reminding you lot, any questions you want can come into that super chat. That's why Thingy's Daddy's been reading out all night. There's certain questions that, even if I see them, and they're flowing in a bit too quickly, but even if I see them, like, I don't know. But super chat ones, I'll answer. We need to protest. Tobias Laycock, 199. It's hard, man. It really is hard. Because, again, they'll call it toxic positivity, right? But this ownership of fucked it this transfer window, to be honest, and there's a lot that needs to be said on that. Not only that, the Todd Boehly Vivid Seats connections, you know, the sacking of key members of staff, the groundsman was sacked who had been working at Stamford Bridge for Chelsea Football Club for 25 plus years, physios, everything like that. The whole injury team, and you could kind of make sense of that one because we're getting so many injuries, but then even with the new injury team, we're still getting injuries. We signed Wesley Fofana, we flew him over to the States to see specialists, and he's still been injured ever since he came to the club. So the ownership have made gaffes. They've also signed Cole Palmer for 45 million, which I think is 3 times worth now. They've also spent 100 million on Enzo Fernandez, which yet you could look at that one and say it's too much at this moment in time. Although I think when Chelsea are playing good, he's looking good and coming good and whatnot. But they've also spent it on Caicedo, and we don't question him. I believe he's the best midfielder we've probably had since Kante, and especially doing a similar role to that. Malo Gusto came in for very cheap money. So there's a slight bit of me that feels there's method behind the madness. However, protests, and I'll get to all these super chats, guys, protests are something that should come, I believe, when you can consistently see your board aren't trying, right? And when I say consistently, Rome wasn't built in a day. And I think things need a couple of seasons to play out. So this is their third season, isn't it? Right? Second full season, the ownerships. If we're in the third, or finishing the third, getting through it and whatever, and we're not going out there and signing experienced players and stuff like that, backing the manager, and we're having these similar problems, then yes, I'd be open to it, but it's just premature at the moment, because remember how much a good run of form and a good feeling can take away the questions about the ownership. And I'm not saying that's right, but remember, it can do that. Yeah. And there was a time when Arsenal fans weren't happy with their ownership, and now, despite them having 0 trophies, apparently they're going through the most successful period. There's times when there was protests at Liverpool, they went and won league titles and did whatnot. So I don't know, but ultimately I think what I'm trying to say is, no matter the protest, unless you're getting 50, 60,000 people outside Stamford Bridge, which I can just promise you won't happen, I don't think it makes a difference. And you might say, well, the Super League, it made a difference to that. It did, yeah. But there was 20 clubs protesting against it. Do you know what I mean? Whether the clubs voted for it or not, the fan base still protested against it. Tottenham would probably quite happy to be part of it. Zach Hall, thank you very much, bro, for the super chat. Unfortunately, a bad game today, lads, but we keep it positive. To change the topic, my birthday's May 4th, and what's been your favourite birthday? Well, Zach, your birthday's May 4th, so let's see who you've got. May 4th birthdays. I do this for all the super chats, by the way. It's not just the two I've done it for. You've got someone called Noah Beck. I don't know who that is. Audrey Hepburn, movie actress back in the day. You got her. She died in 1993. You've not really got anyone. You've not really got anyone, mate. No one really that I know. No, sorry. Just trying to have a look. You might have someone. No, you've not got anyone really famous on your birthday, unfortunately, Matt. Zach, sorry. Zach, what has been my favourite birthday? I suppose I wouldn't be able to tell you, like, what year it was, but it would have been one when I was younger, probably going to the opening game of the season for Chelsea. What opening game did I go to? What opening game? I mean, I've been to a lot, but what was the one that fell on my birthday? Because sometimes it used to be like the 14th or the 13th rather than the 12th. So there was one opening game I went to that fell on my birthday with my old man when I was younger. Was it the Man United game when we beat them on the first day of the season and Idiger Johnson put the ball over the top? I believe it was that, which would probably mean it was about my 10th birthday. Mitch with the super chat, a funny one as well. We need Ten Hag, at least he wins trophies. Fuck yeah, no, I'm not having that. Boys FC, Private King 3, yes, you can get a shout out, mate. Boys FC, thank you for the super chat. Oh, shout out Private King 3. Yeah. Nkunku needs to retire. He's young for that, isn't he? But listen, people, I'm going to level with you. I know I said that what I would do is do this live stream and then get out a post-match analysis straight away after the game. But I can't be fucked. I'd rather just stay on here talking to you lot for a little bit longer, and I'll do it tomorrow. It's in the 95th minute now, 6 added on. Chelsea, I believe, still yet to have a shot on target, because it was the defender that hit that one that the keeper saved. So does that count as our shot on target? Listen, reading out them birthdays slows things down, so I'm only doing them for super chats. Everyone subscribe to Joey and Josh When do you next upload? Eatpedia, you're a legend. Thank you very much. We next upload on Sunday, where we crown the internet's 4 biggest melts. We both came up with 2 each. Should I give you a spoiler for the video? One of mine is Cycling Mikey. So there's a spoiler, but I'm not telling you any of the other 3. Tune into the video. Few suggested by Josh, few suggested by me. Eatpedia, thank you very much for the super chat. Game's over, 3-0 to Brighton. We witnessed a shit show there today, to be completely honest. I said it already earlier on in the night, right? But I got to look at it this way. The Chelsea fans have travelled to Brighton twice, a lot of them. A lot of the boys, like, say, fucking Matty Dav, I bet he's gone up there tonight, and he went there the other night. Alex from Chelsea Fan TV, he would have gone up there, and so many more that you don't know about, just like fucking families and whatnot, would have made that trip up there twice, not just once, and it's not good enough. It's not good enough. We've got an injury crisis on our hands. I completely understand that, but because of the fact that we stockpiled talent, I don't really believe we can use that as an excuse anymore. There were players before on the bench that I'd never even heard of, and it's like, say our bench tonight, you'll go, oh, well, there were academy players on the bench tonight. There were, yeah. There could have also been Renato Vega on the bench. There could have also been João Felix on the bench. As much as we don't really rate him, there could have also been Axel Disasi on the bench. Make sure your home is clean, yeah, before you start mowing the lawn in the garden. And it fucking raises questions as to what is the interest split between Chelsea and Strasbourg. Do you know what I mean? That's concerning. Why didn't we fucking bring Andre Santos back? Why didn't we bring Petrovic back? 2 players that you can rely on, in my opinion. I don't know. I don't know. People, it's 10 o'clock. I've not eaten dinner. I'm going to give it 10 minutes post-match. So get your super chats in now if you want your questions definitely read out. Can't guarantee I'll be able to read them out unless I come through and get alerted to that. Because I actually watch it on the other screen and then I flip it on to, what's this called? Streamlabs desktops, which is what I stream it from. But I obviously always watch it on the YouTube stream, so I don't see him. 4 biggest melts: Cycling Mikey, Bevo, Harry Sisson and Rory Jennings. I don't know who Harry is. Petition to bring Santos and Petrovic back. I think we've fucked our chance of that. And again, it makes me think, like, look, how bothered are Clear Lake? How bothered are they? I can't tell you in terms of what are you more bothered about, Chelsea or Strasbourg, right? Imagine Chelsea and Strasbourg both get into the Champions League. What are they doing then? Because with the stature of Chelsea Football Club, two-time Champions League winners, multiple Premier Leagues, you should be prioritising Chelsea. But fucking these lot, I wouldn't even put it past them if they started thinking, no, well, Strasbourg, you know, because you haven't given us back fucking Petrovic and Andre Santos, who we clearly want. The second you gave him back Trevor Chalobah, who you didn't allow him to train with in the first time and integrate into the first team as part of the United States tour, he starts using him, which goes to show the question or the decision was above his head. No way he didn't fancy Trevor Chalobah back then, but he fancies him now. Do you know what I mean? Even Chilwell, Chilwell was a bit dire, really, in that second half of the season when he came back, and Cucurella was on fire. We're in a good run of form. But you never know how form can change and things can switch. I don't know, man. I don't know. Fucking does my head in, though. Right, people. I'm going to be live until 10 past. So, Get your super chats in if you want anything specific read out. Try and lighten the mood. Let's just talk about something that isn't Chelsea being shit. Right. How do I see how many we've even got in here? Roman Empire. Listen, they were the days, mate. They were the days. Roman Abramovich. Imagine it, like now, like Roman Abramovich comes in, they get rid of PSR and FFP. Like, Roman would never be able... Well, he got us a transfer ban, didn't he? But he'd never be able to go on the spending spree that he did in 03-04. Remember that season? He must have bought... Oh, mate. 03-04, or was it 02? No, 03-04, because 04-05 was when we won it under Mourinho. But 03-04, he bought in... Fucking hell. Glenn Johnson, Wayne Bridge, Jeremy, Damien Duff, fucking... Was Thiago da Silva? I don't think it was that season. Hernan Crespo, Juan Sebastian Veron. Who else did he bring in? A few more. I'm trying to think. All in the space of one season. There was loads more probably. I think he's pre-signed agreements with Peter Cech, Kesman and Ian Robin. Makaleli he bought in that season. How can I forget that? Yeah. Quite a few. It definitely broke FFP now. Here for the reaction. Well, I've been giving my reaction already. It's shit, isn't it? It's absolutely shit from Chelsea. And this run of form is getting seriously concerning. I know we've had a couple of wins in there, but the run of form's concerning, man. Like, look, I do think that one good run will probably secure us top 5, right? Because every single season, it gets near the end of the season, right? And it just feels like no one wants it. It feels like no one wants it. Yeah. Teams start losing that you wouldn't expect and whatnot. So I think a run of like 6-7 games where we're playing well, winning games most importantly, rather than even playing well, could see us definitely into 5th, maybe even into 4th, right? But can I see that happening at the minute? No, not really. And I think, like, there's always the element of, don't hit the panic button. Plenty of times, speaking of Ten Hag, he would make, like, bold changes, yeah, dropping a certain player to make a statement, and it wouldn't work for him and whatnot. So I get why you don't have to be overly extreme with things, but at the same time, fucking hell, like, what's wrong with trying out a new system? Mate, I'd go to wing-backs. It's always worked for Chelsea in the past. I know this is a different side, different players, none of them played, but always worked for Chelsea in the past when we're doing shit. Go to wing-backs, we'll start playing well. 3 at the back, wing-backs. And then, yeah, maybe not as much reliance on, all-out number 9. Top 5 dishes. Oh, I'm going to go dishes rather than cuisines. Like actual dishes from Kevin Reyes. Thanks for the super chat, bro. Ads, that's disgusting. You can't. No. Kevin Reyes, top 5 dishes, right? Ooh. I'd say sneaking it in there is a nice brown stew chicken from the jerk. Little bit of mac and cheese. Maybe even some of the jerk prawns as well on there. I'd say second favourite has got to be... Now, am I going to go out of pasta, lasagna, spaghetti? I would say... Because I'm only going to pick one of these dishes. Wheat dishes. I'd say if you do it well and crisp, a lasagna is top tier. So that might be number 4 for me. I'd go a roast dinner at number 3. I would go with a Thai at number 2. And more specifically, chicken, prawns, couple of spring rolls, chicken green curry I'm on about. And then my top dish I'd just say is when you go to a nice banging restaurant, Galoo, in Banstead. If anyone knows, Galoo in Banstead, if you're local. And just get yourself a big fillet steak with fin chips, salt and vinegar. Or not even chips, creamy mashed potato, a little bit of spinach, peppercorn sauce and a bit of ketchup as well. Yeah, even a couple of Peronis with that. I'd say that's number one for me. So thank you very much for the super chat. A few people saying, yeah, Caicedo was decent. He was decent, but when you're on a yellow card, you kind of understand why he brings him off. You're not going to win the game, probably, you know, from 3-0 down, which I think he was when he came off. Correct me if I'm wrong, if we were only 2 down. And if your form's to pick up, you need Caicedo in the next game. So, but again, it's unambitious, isn't it? You know what I mean? People 10 past, I'm staying live too. So if you want to get one read out, bang in a super chat and I'll get on top of it straight away for you. I think I just heard the sound of one come in, but True Geordie's going to be ripping you. Newcastle definitely finishing ahead of you. Yeah. Yeah, I wonder what Brian is saying. I wonder whether he's texted me. Let's have a look. Oh, Ben Whittaker is set to team up with trainer Andy Lee ahead of his rematch with Liam Cameron. Right, he hasn't texted me about the match. Let's see what Josh is saying. We've got a super chat in here, Randy. Thank you very much, bro. Really appreciate that. Tough match, but wanted to thank you, Joey. I turned 26 today, but was diagnosed with cancer last year. Watched a ton of your content during the chemo. Got me through a tough time. Thankfully, in remission now. Oh, Randy. Chat, can we just have a fucking big round of applause for Randy in remission after being diagnosed with cancer? Mate, I can't tell you how much that means to me. Can't tell you how much that means to me. To have felt like I've played even a part in making life easier for anyone. So if anyone said to me, you've made life a little bit easier, that would be like, fuck me, like, that's fucking brilliant. I do the best job in the world and whatever, yeah? For me to have made your life, you know, less stressful than it needs to be and to bring a bit of joy to it when you've had cancer diagnosed, it means even more, mate, because you've had it shit. You know what I mean? Having that. And thank God you're in remission, man. Really, really happy to hear that. That's great news for you, bro. Give me a message on Instagram. I'll check. Hopefully your username's Randy or whatever, then I'll be able to spot it. And I'll check. And I'll drop you a follow on Instagram because I can be sometimes messages come through to me on that. So yeah, Randy, thank you very much, bro, and congratulations. Legend. Good man. Yeah, Randy's getting loads of love in the chat. Good stuff. This is what we want. I'll tell you what, Randy, you tell it. I've never met you, sorry, right? But you telling me that after Chelsea just getting turned over has really, really lifted my mood. So, well done, man. Boys FC super chat. Can you say Brighton is there a derby? Well, I mean, it's a derby for them because we came and ripped up all their background staff, their manager, their best players, and fuck knows what else. I mean, all we took from Brentford was the set piece coach at least. But yeah, here we go. Here's Brian. What's he saying? He's asking if I watch a match. Fuck me with shit. Chat. Newcastle. I said my chat are telling me Newcastle are finishing above. Fuck's sake. And now Chelsea have got to wait. What have we got to wait? Chelsea FC fixtures. Sorry guys, I know I haven't made eye contact with the camera for a minute, but trying to get a few bits out. Fuck it, I'll go till 15:15. Chelsea FC fixtures. Saturday 22nd of February against Aston Villa. And do you know what is so annoying about that, right? I'm not going to be able to go live for it, and I'm not going to be able to react to it straight away after the game. Can't be that annoying. I'm doing a live stream for the Pain game for the Beterbiev against Bivol rematch. Obviously, Daniel Dubois on the undercard for that one. Shakur Stevenson against Floyd Schofield. You've got Joshua Buatsi against Callum Smith. That is a massive fight domestically, with probably either man to go on and challenge for a world title pretty soon, to be honest. But in that weight division, I don't know how much of a chance I give you against whoever wins out of Bivol and Beterbiev. And if Bivol wins it, or if it's another close fight, maybe you see a trilogy in that one. Trust the protest. Yes, go and look. Yep, that's Brian reminding me that we had 0 shots on target. Who needs enemies, eh? When you got friends like mine. Fuck it. Last few in the super chats. Let's make them filth. Whatever you want. Because I'm off here by 15:15. So 3 more minutes, people. If you want to question us, whatever, get him in. Bring back Roman. It's been said time and time again, mate. We'd all love it. Thoughts on Cray versus Dean if it's really on the KSI card on March the 29th? It ain't. Dean ain't going to fight him. Dean's a pussy, mate. He's an absolute weasel. He don't want no fights. And I'm pretty sure he turned down the fight against the guy that I'm about to fight as well. So he's turned down a fight against Cray, he's turned down a fight against me, he's turned down a fight against that guy, and he's took a fight of Pulley on another platform after really Misfits give him his big break. Do you know what I mean? He'd be no one without Misfits, and you've gone and rematched Pulley on that platform because you think it's an easy fight. I called it before, I said that'd be close. Pulley's improved a lot and Dean's shot to pieces. So, listen, we know what would happen with Cray. Cray would school him. And Dean's a small guy, right? Listen, Cray's quite small. He's a little bit bigger than Dean, but he's quite small. And he just managed to get a points decision over me. So I'm not giving it the big I am, but Dean's a small guy. I'm big in that weight division, yeah? So Dean ain't going to be able to impose himself on Cray in the way that I was able to in them last 2 rounds. And I kind of think that that's the only way that you beat little Cray is just to go and fucking stick it on him from the first bell. Because I think when you get in that little chess match, boxing match, I know Yuddy had done it, but I'd say, look, for myself and for Dean, I think there'd be our only ways. Dean ain't sharp enough to land on Cray if he goes on the back foot. So I'd have Cray winning every round. But yeah, Dean won't fight anyone. He is who he is. He's got no bottle. Tyreek George and Madueke play better than Sancho. Yeah, could say so. If you don't laugh, you'll cry. Yep. Couldn't have chosen a worse way to watch a watch-along, bruv. We are muffed. Oh, mudded. Muffed. Glad I'm 5 pints deep and didn't watch. Yeah, wish I was. I'm not drinking alcohol at the moment because I've got a fight coming up. I say at the moment, I had a drink on the weekend with Brian, but who's telling? We're a while out. 10 weeks or so. Right, people, I think I'm going to call the stream to an end there, but it's been a good one. Really appreciate all of the super chats. Really appreciate that, guys. You've all smashed it. And I'll get a video out for you, but I'll have to get it out tomorrow, man. I'll have to get it out tomorrow because I can't sit and record a video on that shit now. And to be honest, I need to kind of go back and watch it again and reanalyze certain little bits and pieces. But yeah, had it have been 1-1, because I think Enzo Fernandez's goal should have stood, then maybe we get a better result. Maybe we still get beat, but maybe not by that margin. But maybe we get a better result. Maybe that could have been a difference changer. There'll always be things in matches, though, that go our way and don't go our way. So you've got to create enough chances in the meantime to make sure that if your one shot on target goes in and gets writ off, then you've still created enough and done enough to win a game like Brighton. Kevin Reyes, thank you very much, bro. I really appreciate that. Don't worry, got my coaching badges. I'll save Chelsea. By the way, I just want to say thank you for the live. Thank Joey and Josh. Both of you make amazing content. Kevin Reyes, thank you, mate. Really appreciate that. Really appreciate that. And the good news is, right, I said I was having Matisse in next week, right? And that was because obviously Josh has gone away to Barcelona, and I thought that he wouldn't be back in time for the studio session I booked, and then he was back in time. So I said, oh, fuck it, we'll do it, me, you and Matisse. And then now Matisse can't do it, so at least we've got me and Josh still, do you know what I mean? So all good, and we're going to get sent recorded for Joey and Josh. We're thinking about covering the Lucy Letby case for one of the true crime ones, which is a hard one to cover, I suppose, isn't it? Because there's spinning plates and contradicting stuff. Like, there's a lot of experts, I don't know enough about it, but experts say evidence to suggest that she's been wrongfully locked up, and that people that know her who know who I'm talking about. So yeah, that's going to be something we do on Joey and Josh. Biggest internet melts coming out Sunday, and we'll try and keep up a bit of true crime stuff on there too. But people, love you all very much. I will see you all in the next one.